by narcissists in the family court system. So if you're watching this, you are either heading into the court system or you've been in it and you will recognise these behaviours. So let's just dive straight in. So the first one is what we now know as DARVO, which is deny, attack, reverse victim and offender roles. These contain the narcissistic behaviours of projection and blame shifting, where essentially they blame you for everything that they have done or make up some brand new stuff that they blame you for. And it's all designed so that they play the victim and you therefore take on the role of perpetrator. And this is done by men and women within the court process. And it is a very clever twist and distortion on the truth that helps them with their psychological reframing of the situation so that they aren't seen and felt as being the bad guy or bad girl. They get to retell the story, but with them as the victim, which helps protect that false sense of self that they have built up so carefully over the years. And it has the added effect of putting all eyes on you, making you jump through hoops to try and prove your worthiness as a parent, as a person. And it's all to undermine you, your credibility, and to elevate them into that hero position as well as that victim position as well. And they will lure in as many people as possible to champion their cause with this. And there are some gender stereotypes around that in terms of the particular types of roles that they will play within that, and parental alienation fits into the DARVO because it can happen both ways. DARVO can be a defense mechanism when they're accused of accused of abuse, domestic abuse. They might make a alienation allegation themselves to reverse who's the victim and who's the offender. But equally, those that are alienating, those alienating parents, are going to switch the narrative as well. So it is used by all narcissistic parents, no matter whether they are men or women. And I've done lots of videos on parental alienation, so I'm not going to talk specifically about that today. But they can then utilize that with the children, getting them to take on board these thought processes as well. So the next one is the way that they interact with other people in the court process. So they will charm them, manipulate them, and emotionally seduce them through their very convincing emotions. And the reason it's convincing is because it's true. What they're feeling is true. The anxiety that they're feeling, the stress that they're feeling, the threat that they are feeling, it's all true. The problem is it's being projected and deflected onto you. They're blaming you for how they're feeling when actually that's wrong. You know, it's not them at all it's not you at all that has created these feelings within them. It is that it's their own internal feeling of fear that they're going to be exposed, the abandonment wound, this transgenerational trauma of things that they've experienced in their own childhood, and looking like they are inferior. And so when they come out, when they come into the court process, they are very emotionally seductive because those emotions are real. Equally, on the other side, they are very charming. So they can be very likable quite quickly. And they will love bomb professionals as well. They will talk to be the CAFCAS workers, or whether it is the judge, they will be overly friendly. They are trying to lure them in the way they did you. And that will last for a certain length of time until they're challenged, and then obviously they get turned upon like everybody else. But you're just going in as this victim. You are stressed, you are traumatized. You're not in that frame of mind, and that they are so calculating, because this is how they function. They function at high stress all the time. Have got lifelong trauma that means that they behave in these ways. It's normal and natural for them to be in these situations, and so they know how to do it. The next one is legal maneuvering, I call it, and this can include delay tactics. It can include making pointless and frivolous applications to the court, and it's all designed to undermine you and your mental health and your emotional stability. It is designed to make you bait you interaction. So if they're doing something which is, either, for example, it might be that they are being very difficult when compiling a bundle. For example, you're trying to agree what can be put in a bundle with their legal counsel, and they are a pain, and they're not agreeing, or they're taking things out, they're cherry picking what they put in. This is all designed to zap up your money, zap up your time, zap up your energy, get you frustrated, trying to get you to lash out so that they can go, oh, look at how terrible they are. And obviously designed to keep kicking the can down the road so they don't actually have to be held accountable for any of their own actions. On the flip side of that, it's also to get you to look bad. So they're filing all of these claims to make you look like the bad guy, piling on the pressure and all of this labeling and blaming that you are the problem. So the next one is false allegations and fabrications. So, I mean, this is going to happen. If you're going to court against someone with narcissistic personality disorder, or the other cluster B personality disorders, you are going to face false allegations. And I've done videos on false allegations and blogs on them as well. So I've talked about that a lot, but they are so useful to them, because not only it's smoke and mirrors, so don't look at me, look over there, look at what they're doing. It also adds to that narrative of you're the bad guy, you're the one that's the problem. It's something that they can use to block contact. So if you've got children, they will use false allegations to block contact, which again fuels that inner narrative of I'm the good guy. See, even the kids don't like them because they're so bad. That's the reason the relationship broke down. It's protecting that sense of failure that a relationship has broken down because they couldn't make it work, and going, well, the only reason is nothing to do with me. I'm not the problem. It's all them. It's them completely. And the kids hate them as well, because they're so bad. That's why it didn't work out. It's not my fault. I've done nothing wrong. And so it's, like I say, it's a very useful tool for narcissists to use, both from a psychological perspective, but also from the legal perspective of getting all eyes to be on you. You've got to prove things that didn't happen, and it's a very difficult thing to wrap you up in and keep you entertained, kind of thing, like you do with kids, give them something to keep them entertained for a while. But it's almost like they give that to the court of, keep entertained for a while, distract them from what's really going on. And then the final one is the manipulation of the children, otherwise known as alienating behaviours. And this is where they will kind of use all of these tactics on the children. So they will rewrite the history of the relationship for the child. And so the child is exposed to the anxieties of the parent, the trauma of the parent. Again, like I said, it is real trauma. It's just from a different place. They are projecting it onto this current situation. And so the child feels that real anxiety, that real stress, and they are convinced over time and conditioning then it must be from you. You are the one who is creating this anxiety and stress for their parent, and therefore you must be the problem. This can lead to the manifestation of false memories in the child and children making their own allegations, which takes real experts to be able to come in and unpick those cases. So how do you counter all of this? Well, the first thing is you've got to know what you're dealing with. So that's what these videos are all about. They're just to arm you with knowledge. Knowledge is power, as they say. But that knowledge is toothless unless you actually implement and know what to do with it. So it's about being prepared. So not just knowing these tactics, but being prepared for the emotional impact of that. The emotional impact of your child making an allegation against you. The emotional impact of lies being told about you. The emotional impact of false allegations. Be prepared for that. Now, I'm not saying fully, because it's still gonna hurt when those things happen. But if you see it as part of the bigger strategy and that therefore inevitable that it's going to happen, then you are more prepared. Get emotionally strong. See this as like the longest marathon in history. You need support and a trainer, like you would if you were going to run a marathon. You would have a team around you to help with your diet and nutrition, your fitness, exercises, cool down, muscle relaxing and rebuilding. You would have that whole team. Do the same with this. Have people around you who not only understand what you're dealing with, but have expertise in different areas. So have your legal team. Have people that understand the strategy. Have mental health professionals around you. Have your friends and family who are supportive rather than they question you or they gaslight you. So have that team around you. Have the right resources. If you're doing this yourself, if you're going to be a litigant in person, make sure that you have the right resources. Sort your evidence out. Your evidence is the thing that is going to be able to disprove the lies, the manipulations, the false allegations. You are going to be able to present your evidence coherently, and not only to disprove their lies and prove them as liars, but to prove the patterns of behavior, to prove the psychological patterns. Whilst I'm not saying we diagnose, of course, what we need to do is prove that this is part of a bigger pattern, and now that pattern is being passed on to the children. The children are showing this shared thought process, and that's harmful to the children. So yeah, those are some of the key steps that you can take right now to start building your case if you are dealing with a narcissist. I will also place some resources in the description below, such as our guide to facing a narcissistic case in court and winning. I'll also pop in a Darvo handbook down there as well. If you want to have a free consultation with myself regarding this, I will pop the link for you to book in for that. And check out all the blogs on the website as well. So take care, everyone. I'd love to hear your experiences. Has your ex displayed these? What else? What else have you noticed? And how has it been dealt with? How are you feeling with it? How are you coping with it? Pop a comment below, and don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Take care, everyone. Speak soon. Bye-bye.